At almost every all hands meeting, I say, look, when the stock is up 30% in a month, don't feel 30% smarter. Because when the stock is down 30% in a month, it's not going to feel so good to feel 30% dumber. And never spend any time thinking about the daily stock price. I don't.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Doc Talk Stocks. Of course, I am your host, Dr. Mike. Guys, none other than the guru billionaire man himself, Jeff Bezos, is on the chopping block today, ladies and gentlemen, and I am so glad that I was able to find this video. Alright, and in this particular video, Jeff Bezos talks about how you should not focus on the daily stock, like the daily stock price of a stock, because it will kill you and it will make you lose your mind, in my personal opinion. If you're a long-term value investor like I'm trying to be, guys, we cannot sit there and worry when the stock goes up a little bit and then drops the next day, because sometimes that's just the way the market works. Now again, do your due diligence and understand why this fall is happening. Maybe some news came out that may be speculative in nature. So when it's speculative, it's kind of like something you might need to peek your ears up and put your spider senses on and make sure you focused on it. But ultimately, don't make it pressure you into selling something too quick. Is my whole ideology behind this particular video, or what I'm getting out of what Jeff Bezos is talking about. Now again, I should not have to tell you who Jeff Bezos is, Mr. Amazon himself, Mr. 190 close to $200 billion man. If he ain't $200 billion, I don't know, man. The man, I think, is worth what, 4 times worth of what they say, 4 or 5 times worth the net worth of Elon Musk right now as we speak, as of the recording of this video. And all I can say is I love me some Jeff Bezos. No cap, man. No homo though either. But let me tell you why. This man just got a divorce. Gave wifey $38 billion with a B, by the way. I want to say, I know it was over 30, but I want to say it was in and around $38 billion with a B. This man's still worth over 100. Man, if I gave $38 billion to somebody who I didn't think do shit to deserve it, I'd be mad. But then again, I don't even think any of us can spend $1 billion in a lifetime. I mean, you could try, but that's a lot of money, guys. Come on, man. I don't even think we could spend $100 million in a lifetime. I mean, you could, but you would just have to buy dumb stuff if you were going to spend that type of money. But the way I see it is, though, if you guys don't know the Jeff Bezos story, Amazon stock was not always attractive as it is right now. I mean, Amazon is a very, very, very attractive stock, and I think that it really gained a lot of momentum during the pandemic time. You had a lot of people, such as myself, shopping on Amazon, buying all kinds of knickknacks and nonsense, things to help build the channel, things to help build my whatever the fuck I was buying at the time. And really, it transcended, and it really did, peak, and it really did do some things over the last couple of months that really put it at the position where it is, aka increasing the wealth of none other than Mr. Jeff Bezos himself. Again, ladies and gentlemen, back to the moral of the story of the topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot focus on the daily moves in the stock market. My mentor once told me, and I kind of try to live by this as best as I can. He was like, man, you gotta invest in stocks that you can sleep well at night knowing that they are a part of your portfolio. Which in hindsight means you're not up miserable about it, or you're not up thinking about it on the daily because you don't know what the move in the market is gonna be that may tank it the next day. You know what I'm saying? So you're always thinking about it, or you're always seeing what the pre-market moves are. You're always focusing on every nitpicky aspect of whatever it is that's going on with that stock at that time. And to be honest with you, when I first started this, man, I was just watching my numbers all day long. I was on my portfolio and watching it daily. And I can tell you why. If you want to know the truth, some of the positions that I held, I held position in airline companies during the pandemic, and I held positions in both of Royal Caribbean Cruises and also, what was the other one? Carnival Cruise. I held positions in both companies. So man, I was eyeballing that thing every single day, guys. I was just like, oh my God, I'm just waiting for the ball to drop. Because I mean, this was about the time where the momentum was shifting. Maybe some good news came out, lockdowns were over and stuff like that, but they were still receiving some federal bailout money. I can't remember the exact time frame. I would have to go check out my portfolio to see exactly when I got out of it. But yeah, every single day I was on it, and it wasn't as if it was hard for me to sleep, because again, the market's only open at a certain time and they close at a certain time. So when there's that downtime, it's not like there's gonna be any moves that are gonna be made. So in between that break, you can make the decision on whether you want to keep holding and watching it move, or if you want to go ahead and sell out of it before the market opens the next morning, which for us in the United States would be like 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so I was just hawking them stocks, bro. I was just all up in them, man. It was bad. All right, and I finally got to the point where I had to let them go. I was also into BP, the oil company, and as well as Exxon. I was into both of those as well. So you imagine, I'm in these airline stocks, I'm in these cruise liners, I'm in, these oil stocks and stuff like that. I was like, Doc, what are you doing to yourself? Because I'm sitting there just watching the moves. I'm watching the moves. Spirit did pretty well. It turned a profit. I think everything that I had turned a profit. I ended up selling at what I would like to be a decently high price. I don't think I sold at its peak, but I sold kind of sort of near its peak. And it wasn't for anything other than the fact that it was an intuition. I know I need to start focusing on learning a little bit more, but again, these videos are just here to help me motivate myself in understanding the game. But it was all instinctive, and I should never go on instinct all the time. I mean, you should go on instinct all the time, but sometimes your instincts may be wrong. I've been wrong before where I sold out of something and now it's doing a whole lot better. But again, we talk about value investing, guys, and you post a hold for a long period of time. But at this particular moment in time, I said, and this is my thoughts, I shit you not, I was like, man, there is no way in this world these cruise liners are gonna sell out anytime soon, especially if it's a group of individuals trapped inside of a boat, for lack of a better term. I don't know if y'all watched the Titanic. Titanic freaks me out. But they're on a boat, and all of the people who got cases while they were on boats and they were being quarantined and they weren't allowed to be on land for a long period of time, that stuff is traumatic. So I was thinking, even if they did start to sail again, nobody's gonna get on that. They don't want to be a part of that. They're gonna be scared to do it. Even with airplanes. I mean, people are flying a little bit more now than they used to, but back when it first started, and probably up until this point, they're still nowhere near what they used to be, and they're probably nowhere near half of what they used to be. But they doing what they gotta do. That's part of the airline industry, you dig? But something in my mind was like, dude, I said, ain't too many people flying. This was at that moment. I said, ain't too many people flying right now. For sure, ain't nobody about to get on no boats right now. But I see the stock continuously rising. I'm like, nah, I ain't willing to risk it. So I ended up getting out of my shares in a lot of, I held positions in 2 or 3 airline companies. I ended up getting out of them. But what I did though, and I thought this was pretty smart, maybe not smart for everybody, but I thought this was a pretty genius move. Fundamentally sound doc over here trying to implement fundamental strategies and stuff. Not strategies, but strategies with a K, strategies. I said, you know what? Let me just sell out of half of my positions. And I know I'm not the inventor of all of this stuff, don't get me wrong. So I was like, bruh, stocks are doing hella good right now. I said, I still want to see how it runs up, but let me at least sell half of my shares, right? So I'll cash out half of the shares that I have and I'll just bank the money, right? I was like, I'll sell out half, I'll bank the money, and then I'll sit back and relax and watch and see how the market runs from here without a care in the world, because I've already withdrawn what would potentially be my initial investment in each of those companies. and just let the profits that I had earned at that particular moment of time continue to roll. I think that lasted for about 2 days before I ended up selling all of them out. I said, man, I just can't deal with it anymore. I'm good. Ended up getting out of all my positions. My Carnival Cruises, my Royal Caribbeans, and also any airline stock that I had at that time. I think I was already out of the oil stock before that time had hit. But yeah, it was rough, man. Going back to what the video was talking about, guys, watching the market every day is enough to, it'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you crazy. I mean, if you're watching it to study and learn, that's fine. But if you're watching your stocks because you're afraid of what could potentially be, that'll hurt you way more than it'll help you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me note that. You know what? This has been a good doc. I've talked too long. Again, don't only get the likes up, man. Make sure you get your stocks up. Your wealth will not build itself. And on that note, your boy is out. Till the next time, take care. God bless. Peace.